verse 29. I'm going to show you that the Bible is a black man's book.
That's right.
And when God created us, he gave us fully, woolly, black hair. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't supposed to be trying to alter God's creation.
That's right.
You understand, my brother? Read that. Come on.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13 and verse 29. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague. And behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair.
This is going into blonde hair. During this time, when our people would have blonde hair, the Lord called that leprosy. Today, our people do it for fashion. But during this time, if the priest were to see it, read on.
And there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean.
The priest shall pronounce him or her unclean. Read on.
It is a dry skull, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. And if the priest look on the plague of the skull, and behold, it be not in sight deeper than the skin, and that there is no black hair in it.
Go back. There is no what?
And there is no black hair in it.
Red hair.
Black hair in it. Then the priest shall shut up him that hath the plague of the skull 7 days.
See that? The priest said, if I ain't seeing no black hair, he's still unclean. She's still unclean. You understand what I'm saying? So guess what? Give me Daniel chapter 7, verse 9.
Bring it on!
Let me show you, my brother, because listen, you made in the image of the Most High God.
That's right.
Trust me, the Most High ain't sitting on his throne, you know, twisting up his hair and then putting some color in it. He ain't rolling like that.
Right.
You know why? Because he's a God, and so are you.
That's right.
Come on, read.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow.
Who's what?
Whose garment was white as snow. And the hair of his head like the pure wool. And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
The hair of God's head is like pure wool. Pure wool, black, woolly hair. That's how God made us. I think it's 5 and 10 if I ain't mistaken. That's how God made us. He made us in his image. Give me that in Genesis. Genesis 1:26, I believe. God made us in his image. We should want to replicate and look like him. You understand what I'm saying? In all ways. You got it? 1:26. Come on.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image.
So God said, let us make man, the black man, in our image. Meaning God, Christ, and the angels. We're supposed to be looking like them. They all black with woolly hair. Read.
After our likeness. And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea.
So the black man, the Israelite man, we are to have dominion over all this earth.
Right.
Now I'm going to give you another prophet, King Solomon, right? Right. Give me Songs of Solomon 5 and 2. King Solomon was the wisest man to walk this earth.
That's right.
One of the richest king probably to ever walk this earth. The Bible describes his appearance or how he looked. You got it? 5 and 2. Let's go.
This is the Song of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 2. I sleep, but my heart waketh. It is the voice of my beloved that knocketh, saying, open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled. For my head is filled with dew, and my locks with the drops of the night.
You see that? And my locks with the drop of the night. So, yeah, our forefathers had locks. Right? Read on.
Verse 11. His head is as the most fine gold. His locks are bushy. Are bushy. And black as a raven.
Oh, and black as what?
And black as a raven.
See that, brother? Solomon's hair was black as a raven.
That's right.
Our forefathers weren't putting no color in their hair. Give me Psalms 82 and 6.
Bring it up.
So I just want to bring our points out. We got to come back to the Bible. But you know what happened, my brother Daniel? Right? Your name Daniel, right? You know what happened? We started listening to the white man. We want to follow his image. He said put on a suit and tie. We think that's how we supposed to be rolling. You know what I mean? We got to come back to the image that God created us in. You understand? You got that? Read.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 6. I have said, ye are gods.
Brother Daniel, that's what we're telling you now. You are a God walking upon the earth. Read.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most
And
High.
all the 12 tribes, right here that you see on the side, are the children of God. Everybody. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who you mostly see out here in this community, they don't know it, but they're the children of God.
That's right.
You understand, Brother Dave? We don't.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men.
But then he goes on to say, but you're going to die like a man. Now, last time I checked, a God is immortal, right?
That's right.
God ain't never supposed to die.
That's right. Bring it up.
But he said we die like men. Why do you think that's so, Brother Daniel?
Bring it out.
I'm about to show you plain as day.
Bring it out.
Let's give me some things that our people do from your perspective. Some things that our people do in the community that you would say is wrong.
We boys in the community, we drug.
Drugs.
You go to the store, you buy alcohol. That's made by the white man for us.
It ain't a sin to drink.
It ain't a sin to drink. It's not a sin to drink and not get drunk.
Right. You ain't supposed to get drunk.
But it is a sin to drink too much.
Right. Give me something else.
The violence against each other.
The violence, the killing, right? Go ahead. Robbing. Raping. Now let's stop right there. All what you just named, what does the Bible classify those things as? Sins. So let's read that. Romans 6:23.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
See that? Why do you think our community is suffering the way they're suffering? The wages of sin. You know, I think in the past year they said over 200 rappers have died.
Bring it out.
And they're steady dying. Look what happened to my man Young Dolph. He thinking he's safe, he rolling right in his own city, and the guys pull up on him, he trying to get him something to eat. They shoot him down like 20 times. A lot of rappers dying because of this. Read it again.
Book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
The wages of sin, Brother Daniel, is death. So everything that you see in our community and the cause and the effects of it is because we are in the midst of sin as a nation.
That's
So
right.
going back to Psalms 82, we say we are gods, but we're going to die like men. We die like men because we are in the midst of sin. You understand, my brother? So what we got to do, what you think we got to do to reverse that?
You got to go back to the ways of the Bible, how God speaks for us to live.
That's right. How he tell us to live? Give me Proverbs 72. What makes us live, Dave?
To love thy neighbor.
To love your neighbor.
To love the next man as you love yourself.
Yep, that's a law.
If you don't have any love for yourself, how can you love somebody else?
That's a law. Check this out. Proverbs 72.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 2. Keep my commandments and live.
That's what makes us live, Brother Dave. Keeping the commandments, right? So you just said we gotta love thy neighbors thyself, right? Give me that Psalm, Leviticus 19. Because that's a law that's how we're supposed to treat each other, right? But we don't do that with the black and Hispanic community.
Bring it out.
We don't like correcting one another. Somebody say, hey man, you know you ain't supposed to be doing that. Brother get mad with you, ready to fight you, hell, ready to shoot you. Because you trying to correct him and get him on the right path.
They don't fight no more.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing, Brother Daniel. Back when I'm about 40 years old.
53,
Yeah, I ain't too far from you. I grew up watching you guys, right? But still, if we had a conflict, brothers gonna shoot the ones.
And then get up, brush each other off.
Yeah, man, we cool the next day. But now, these young boys is effeminate.
Right.
They got girly spirits.
That's right.
You step and you look at them wrong, they ready to pull their Glock out and shoot you in your head, bro. And then the thing about it, Brother Daniel, they ain't got no respect for the older men. No respect. We try to tell them, boy, hey, listen, boy, you need to pull your pants up. He looking at you like, what, nigga? Ready to fight you. But when we was coming up and the OG would pull us to the side, we trying to cleave to him and see what he's talking about. Because we really trying to change.
That's how I grew up.
Yeah, that's how it was. It takes a village to raise a child, Brother Dan. Read that scripture.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
That's the problem in the black community. It's a lot of hatred, man.
That's right.
And listen, we straight up hate each other.
Good. Get out.
We don't give a shit about each other, man.
Right.
Real talk. That's why the white man can build his skyscrapers, sit up high, and look down low. And say to himself, I still got my niggas. Good to go. We good old slaves. You know what I mean? We some good slaves. That's what we are.
Bring it out.
You know?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
See that right there? See, See, we supposed to hate each other, but the hatred increases when the rebuke comes.
Right.
I mean, parents can't even tell their own children, I need you in the house by 10 o'clock.
Bring it out.
Before the lights come on, without the child cracking the attitude.
Right.
Read on.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
Not allow your brother or your sister to be in sin. Like your homeboy come to your house, right? Right? He comes to your house. He not married. Let's just say he comes to your house. He got his boo thing with him, right? They not married. He chopping it up with you. Said, man, I just smashed that thing last night. Boy, that thing was good. Boy, that was a good old booty. You gonna sit there and entertain that conversation, Brother Dave? Can't. Why? Right, you a married man. What should you tell him? You need to let that go and do what? That's what I'm talking about, brother.
That's right.
That's simple. But a lot of brothers be like, yeah, dog, you doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Keep getting that booty. That's how we be rolling today. We be encouraging sin. Instead of us rebuking it and trying to clean up the community and not prostitute our daughters to cause them to be whores, right? We keep promoting sin. Because we think living this hood life is what it is. This ain't the life, man. This ain't it. This is keeping us in hell.
That's right.
This is keeping us in captivity.
Right.
And the white man, no, he ran on us, right? And you see how he got all the blacks and the Hispanics right here in this little hood spot? We got the store right here, the check cashing place, and then we got, you don't see no white folks around here, man.
If we do, that's because they living in this neighborhood because they can't do any better.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not enjoying their kingdom, trailer park trash.
Right.
And then a lot of them, because, you know, white folks be liking our Hispanic brothers and sisters. They be trying to get up with them and stuff like that. It's just crazy out here, man. That's why we out here, because we trying to change the mindset of our people.
Right.
Bring them back to a God state of mind.
That's right.
To understand, listen, we are the Israelites.
That's right.
We have to repent and come back to God. That's what he's looking for. Give me 1 Kings 8.
Bring it out. That's right.
Verse 46. This is what he's looking for, Brother Dave. You got that? Boom.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 46. If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not.
So we have sinned against God. There ain't nobody of the 12 tribes of Israel that has not sinned against God. Us as a nation have sinned against God. That's why we went into these conditions right here. Read.
And thou be angry with them and deliver them to the enemy.
And God was angry with us, and he delivered us to the white man, to the Chinese man, to the Arabs, to the Africans. We were delivered to them to be their slaves. Read.
So that they carried them away captives unto the land of the enemy far or near.
They carried us into all these various lands, right? America, South America, Africa, France, Europe, Russia, China. We were scattered throughout all four corners of the earth. Read.
Verse 47. Yet, if they bethink themselves.
In these lands, because that's what's going on right now, Brother Daniel, the Great Awakening, right? He said, read that part again.
Yet, if they bethink themselves.
Yet, in the lands where we were carrying slaves to, we have to bethink ourselves. What you think bethink means, Brother Daniel? Bethink. It means we have to remember.
That's right.
So when you see us out here in this purple, we are the brothers that's going to bring remembrance back to you of who you are. You understand? We plant that seed. You know.
Verse 47. Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captives.
So here in this land, because we in the land of America, right? We are now commissioned, ordered to bethink ourselves. But listen, ain't no African American getting into the kingdom.
That's right.
Ain't no Negro getting into the kingdom. Ain't no Hispanic, no Puerto Rican, no Cuban getting into the kingdom.
Right.
You understand, Daniel? He's looking for the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Judah, Benjamin, Ephraim, Levi, Manasseh, Naphtali, all those are his children. Listen, I name you this. You're not coming into the kingdom with your slave master's name.
Right.
It ain't going down like that. You gotta bethink yourself and remember you the Israelites.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Come on.
Bring it out.
Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captives, and repent,
And what?
and repent.
So once we remember, okay, we the Israelite, we gotta repent now, Brother Daniel. We have to come back to our customs. No longer do we keep Christmas, birthdays, Sunday worship,
That's
right? Getting ready for the Super Bowl party. All that crap that the white man has given us. Now we have to come back to our ways. We have to start following Christ.
Right. That's right.
Meaning, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Get your fringes. Right here, you see this right here? This is royal apparel.
That's right.
When the nation see you with this on, they know they looking at a king.
That's right.
The Bible says when the white man see us, when the nation see us in order, it's the smell of death.
That's right.
You best believe we standing on this block right now. Every white man that's drove by here tonight and seen these brothers in purple, they scared in their boots.
Right.
You best believe it, because they know their time is ticking. You see all this stuff going on over there with Russia and Ukraine, they know what time it is. They know World War III is on the way. That's why we out here on a Tuesday night, bro.
That's right. That's right.
Most I sit us out here tonight to get you, so you can be on this side with us to raise up your nation, man.
That's right.
You understand? Come on.
Bring it out.
Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captives, and repent, and make supplication unto thee.
And so we got to make supplication unto God. We got to beg and ask God, Lord, forgive us.
That's right.
Read.
And make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captives, saying, we have sinned and have done perversely.
We gotta acknowledge to the Lord that we have sinned, because this is why this happened. You see these? You see this right here? These are actual photos
Right.
on auction blocks, chain on your head, right? When we was on those slave boats, right, we coming across that water, you got to think about the harsh conditions that our people had to go through. We packed up there like sardines, right? And then you got the women on their menstrual cycle and they ain't got nothing to catch it. You sit there on the bottom level, she on top of you, she starts bleeding and the blood running down on top of your head. You lay on the wood so long that your skin is starting to deteriorate. They got rats and stuff at the bottom of the boat, then they gnawing on your open flesh. And then when the white man try to so-called heal you, right, he throwing salt on your back and stuff like that. Then sending you back down on the boat to lay down on some raw piece of wood. People using doo-doo on themselves. You got doo-doo falling down on your face. People pissing. You see what I'm saying? These things happen because we sinned against God.
Bring it out.
And when you think about that stuff, right, it's like, you know what? It's time to repent. Because this is the answer. This is the answer right here, Brother Daniel. This ain't the white man's book. The only people that can unlock this book are the Israelites.
That's right.
And once you get the proper understanding, and then you be shown the way, give me that Acts 8:30.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Let me show you. Come on.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 8 and verse 30. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him.
Slide 29.
Verse 29. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to this chariot. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah.
So this is the Ethiopian eunuch, right? He was reading the Bible and Philip saw him. So he said, hey, what you doing over there? What you read? Read.
And said, understandest thou what thou readest?
So Philip asked the eunuch, do you understand what you're reading? Because a lot of brothers would come up here all the time and say, yeah, I understand the Bible. I know what he's talking about. But we would ask the question to them again, but do you understand what you reading. Because a lot of times brothers will come in here and say, I know the Bible, but you know, we can look at your clothes and tell you don't know it.
That's right.
If you ain't got no fringes on, you got no beard on, that's a telltale sign as a man, you don't know. Or if you're a sister and you got pants on, right? You out here trying to, you know, go toe for toe with men, we know you ain't got no understanding.
Right.
Read it again.
And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said, understandest thou what thou readest?
That's what we ask our people out here that think they know the Bible. Do you really understand what you're reading? Read.
And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me?
You see how the unit got humble? He said, how can I, except some man should guide me? It take for you to sit down with men of understanding to get the understanding. A lot of people say, well, God ain't showed you nothing.
That's right.
You gotta come be taught.
Right.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Give me that in Hebrews.
Bring it out.
5 and 12, I believe. Come on. You gotta be taught the word. Everything that's going on today, Brother Dunn, you're being taught again.
That's right.
Them seeds is being planted.
That's right.
For you to go home, take that flyer, go on our website, Israel United in Christ, and start digging. Digging deep. You know what I mean? They're giving us a call, come to the school block. I'm ready, brothers. Let's get it. I'm ready to play my role in the building of our kingdom.
That's
You understand what I'm saying? Come on.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 5 and verse 12. Bring it out. For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
See that? He said, for the time when you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again. We don't know everything in the Bible. We still being taught to this very day.
That's right.
We have classes every Saturday, Monday nights. All throughout the week, we get taught, bro.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Let me ask you a question. The scriptures we brought out tonight, has he ever taught you those scriptures?
He's touched on them.
He's touched on them?
Yeah.
So, like with the hair, for instance, did he bring in this? Did he see you with the hair?
Yeah, he's seen it.
What did he say about it?
Yeah.
He ain't teach you.
Bring it out.
You see what I'm saying? You see the difference? It's a difference there. What day he go to church on?
Sunday.
He ain't teaching. That's the wrong teacher.
Bring it out. That's right.
It's the Sabbath day on Saturday.
And you know that. You see that? He's the wrong teacher. Read that again. Come on.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 5 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
You have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God. Give me 2 John verse 6.
Bring it out.
The first principles. Like, you know, the fringes, keeping the Sabbath day holy, right? Loving your neighbors, you love yourself. That's the first principles. That's the basis. That's the milk. But if your pastor ain't teaching you that, listen, if your pastor's not telling you we supposed to be keeping the Sabbath, you need to run for the hills.
That's right.
Leave that man alone and tell him you need to repent. I'm going with the brothers. Come on, read.
The book of 2 John in verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments.
Oh, it said this is love. Because people think they love God, but John telling us here, this is love. Read it from the top again.
And this is love, that we walk after his commandments.
This is love that we walk after the commandments.
That's right.
Read on.
This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning.
As ye have heard from the beginning of when? From the beginning of the Bible.
That's right. Bring it out.
Right. Come on.
Bring it out.
Ye should walk in it.
We should walk in it. These are the things that we supposed to be taught. Give me 1 Peter 2 and 2. The basics of the Bible. That's what we teaching you right now, Brother Dave.
Talk to him.
Basics, man.
Bring it out.
If your pastor
Wake
ain't
them
teaching
up.
you the basics on how to love God and keep these commandments in the faith of Jesus Christ, the Black Messiah, he ain't teaching you diddly squat, man.
That's right.
You ain't wasting your time, bro. Come on.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 2.
Bring it
As
out.
newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word.
As newborn babes, right? We all should desire the sincere milk of the word.
That's right.
The commandments of God is what's going to get us into the kingdom. Give me Revelation 14 and 12.
Talk to him. Bring it out.
That's what we need. We need the commandments of God and the faith of his son, Jesus Christ.
Teach, huh?
Your pastor, if he go to church on Sunday, or if he was out here today, and we asked him, hey, we got to keep the law, about 95, 97, 99.9% he would say no.
That's right. Get out.
Well, we ain't got to keep no law, because that's what they believe.
Right.
Come on, read.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
Here is the patience of the saints.
Read.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
See that? Here's the patience of the saints. You know who the saints are, right? We are the saints. He said, here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus Christ. You got to have those two to enter into the kingdom.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.